Hey everybody, I'm Mike.
And I'm Mike.
And welcome back to
A Face Full of Thursdays.
Yeah. So it's Thursday night. We just watched
Jigsaw.
We have a guest in the back.
I'm back.
So it's the trifecta of him.
This is Megan.
So Mike, Megan. So yeah, just watched Jigsaw. Quite an interesting movie.
Interesting, yeah, is about the best I'd put it. I wouldn't say it was the best. Hey, you're not my real dad, okay?
I just don't want to have, like, on film us ramming into the back of another car.
It's not on film. They can't see the front of the car, what happens, and what the circumstances are. They just see this. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was not as good as I expected.
I hated it.
He hated it. I didn't. I mean, of course, I saw it because I like the gore, and of course there's actually not as much gore as I thought there would be. There's not as much gore as usual, and what I didn't like about it is it was digitalized gore, which some of it was cool, some of it was like, that was okay, you know, like, I don't know. I felt like they could have done better, and what I was really hoping for was to have better killings. Like, they have extinguished every single plausibility of a way to kill somebody. I was hoping they would come up with something different. You know, like, I don't know, like, send them to the forests and, like, create booby traps and, like, you know, see if they can get out of that. Like, that shit would be fun to watch. Or, like that guy was saying, you know, like, make a game where people actually survive. Or, if they don't, make it, like, a cool way to die. Like, I don't know, like, they kind of repeated a lot of stuff from they kind of, like, took like cool killings from all the other like 7 movies and just kind of put it into one and try to make a whole new storyline. Like, you can't put makeup on a pig. Sorry.
There was very little creativity to this one. I
would have been okay with them leaving the Saw final chapter number 7, leaving it like it is. Like if they would have left it there, I would have been totally okay. But I'm a little disappointed in. I don't even remember what brothers fucking did this movie, but I'm a little disappointed. Spiel Brothers, something like that.
Spielberg, something.
I was disappointed they brought it back. I don't know. I was mad. I was hoping for.
Now, granted, the only thing about this this movie is that they went full circle. They did. They went all the way back,
like to the beginning. It's like a prequel if you think of it that way.
Yeah, it's a prequel, and then. It's a prequel, but at the same time, it's showing
it's its own sequel.
It's its own thing.
Yeah.
And they explain a lot of what happened before any of the Jigsaw stuff happened. What the very first people were, how it came together, who was actually involved. Like, Jigsaw is not by himself. John Kramer is
not by himself. He was helped out.
He's not by himself.
Helped out by this.
And then, like, you find out, like, his neighbors, he had them involved of stuff that he experienced. I mean, it was nuts. And then, like, when you start seeing the movie play out, you're like, what? The biggest thing is, like, anybody who they took everyone who had, like, emotional instabilities or something for this thing. Like, no one was logical in how they looked at anything.
Is anybody ever logical in a horror movie, though, is my actual question.
That's what I'm saying, but they don't. The problem is to make a movie feel more real, and bring a little bit more realism, like, sense to it, to where, like, oh, fuck, I would have probably fucking done that. Like, you don't really get anything out of that movie. You're just like, what the like, the entire time, you're just literally going, why would they do that?
Yeah,
like, you're questioning, like, even common sense wise. Now, I can understand people being panicky, and, you know, you lead, you know, the herd, and sheeple, we'll put it that way. But there's, like, common sense, like, all right, well, if a door opens up, every single person suddenly walks through the door and the door closes behind them. What vein of common sense is that?
Yeah, but that's how it is in every Saw movie. That's what happens in every single Saw movie.
But there's always, like, stuff left behind. So, like, in the previous room, they had the chains and shit. Well, the door could have been propped open using one of those chains.
Yeah, but what need would you have to go back into it? There was no exit or anything like that. What would purpose would be to leave that open?
To stay in that room, you have other people in there that you could have checked to see if there's anything on there. You could have utilized their clothes. You could have utilized the chain they were wearing, the bucket that they were wearing.
Yeah, but how are you gonna cut their? How are you gonna cut their chain? I mean, and here's the thing: they couldn't prop it open because they were still connected to that thing with the necks, even after they got past the door.
Well, the saw turned off at that point, but however, you can still find a way to remove that bucket.
Yeah, well, the bucket they took off in a panic and left behind them. You just remember the thing kept pulling them into that room, so they didn't really have any choice to leave that room behind.
Well, no, it stopped. Remember, it stopped for like 30 seconds.
No, it pulled them into the room and then stopped.
No.
And then he went over to try and do the dial, and then they started going again.
They cut themselves, and then the saw stopped, but then the chain stopped as well.
Yes.
Because they literally stopped, and they looked at each other, and were holding the chains, and the doors were like, and they started to open, and then they were like, what the hell is that? They opened the doors, they looked into the room, and all of a sudden, the machine started turning again.
Yeah, but it would have pulled him in there by that time. So, I mean, unless you act in that 5 seconds to throw a chain in there to wedge. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with this. We're talking about the movie, not about what people would do.
That's exactly what we're
we're giving a review on the movie, not about what people would do in the situation. That's a whole nother fucking, like, barrel of fish, okay? All we're saying is that...
No, my monkey's not serious.
Listen, if you're gonna remake a movie about, or if you're gonna add a movie to a franchise that's already good, don't fuck it up by either A, putting in the same shit, or B, making it too fake. Is all the point we're trying to make.
Okay, one, the franchise isn't good.
The Saw franchise is amazing. Okay, they invented the coolest ways to fucking die. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, some of the shit that they put in there is like if I ever like if anybody hurts my family or some shit like that, like, that's what I'm gonna do. Like for dead serious. Like, that's how it's gonna play out. Yeah, he did. But I mean, hey, I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. Okay. All I'm saying is, I think I like the story. The storyline actually. There was not too many holes in the storyline, I thought they kind of like started its own storyline and kind of ended its own storyline all in the same movie, which I didn't mind.
I was going to say, the one question I had is, how did they get John Kramer's supposedly body out from underneath?
That is, they never explained that. Yeah, they never explained how they, oh, spoilers, sorry. They never explained how they exhumed his body and then put that other guy's body into it. And where was his body after that, is my questions to that.
So, and then wouldn't they notice that the Earth had been disturbed
exactly,
recently, like within the last 4 to 5 hours of them like taking his body and everything like that. And then 2, if the guy's in a medical coma, how did he know just to inject whatever that was into his IV bag and the guy would just suddenly wake up and not scream? Like, they like murdered him and then took him out of the hospital? But did he leave the hospital because...
Did he leave willingly? Did he wake up? Yeah, they never... I'll give you that. They did never explain that. They didn't. And I don't know if they left it open for a reason or... Well, no, because they found him dead. So it was...
Yeah, they found...
Really open for a reason.
And then the other part of it is Eleanor.
Yeah, what I'm assuming... But I think they're holding that card close to their chest to play for another movie, which I can understand. They won't do it because they're going to use her.
They went full circle now, all the way back to the beginning. So now you know what happened with his spoilers, because we're still in spoiler mode. You know what happened with his charts, because it was somebody's fault that his charts were switched, and they could have found his cancer a lot
earlier.
sooner.
Yeah.
When that happened. And 2, the guy, like, being so close to that investigation, you figured that they would have the team, that they would have that information set to 2 different forensic offices, which is typically what happens when you have a case like that. Everything doesn't go through just like one central office. It goes to multiple offices, because then you have multiple agencies working on the same case. But you just had like you had 2 people total in that whole city that were like, all right, we're working on these entire murders specifically.
Yeah, and I can understand that.
So that didn't make sense. And you have Eleanor's like crazy...
Well, it's a small town.
Okay, so granted, let's just say the population is freaking 5,000 to 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Okay. How are they not going to know that there's some chick driving to the middle of a refinery at her office and building giant contraptions?
Well, why would you have any hunch to look into, unless you like witnessed her like carrying out fucking industrial supplies from a Home Depot? I'm like, No girl like that who works at a medical examiner's office needs fucking metal and welding supplies. What is she doing? Then I'd go look into it. But unless she raised suspicion about anything, I honestly don't think that. I mean, a reasonable person would be like, well, why would I want it? Why would I need to look into that?
But why did they hint at that?
No, they hint
in the movie with
what?
Eleanor.
Hinted at what?
Her being the Jigsaw killer, but she was like obsessed.
Probably because they wanted to throw us off of who actually was. I can see that as a Hollywood move.
But the thing is when you're like watching everything play out, like automatically you think it's not her the whole time. Because you're like, all right, she's not involved in this unless it was like a surprise at the end.
Well, but that's how all the Saw movies. I was anticipating something because that's how all the Saw movies are. All the Saw movies are like, you're really involved. We think you're involved. No, you're not really involved. This is other person who we didn't think of the whole time. Like that cop with the black hair and the leather jacket who ended up killing his wife. You know, I didn't think it was him because he was originally in one of the games, and then it turned out to be fucking him, even though he was investigating the same murders that he had already knew he committed. Like, you know, like they do that all the time. Like, I can understand that. I knew the story was going to be all kind of whirly-bird because of, you know, just because of the way the movie franchise goes. I was expecting that. But I don't really have too much good things to say about it. I mean, it was Saw, so some of the fun ways, there was a couple fun ways to die.
They were stupid.
I feel like the
grain silo. I mean, that.
Grain silo. Worst. Granted, well, no one died in that, but granted, that was a dumb trap. I'll give you that.
They had like a kitchen knife, just out of nowhere, just slide off and went.
And like right to his shoulder, yeah, or fucking nails going. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. I mean, some of them were cool. Like the leg thing, I thought was pretty funny. I think anything like death by wires is hilarious. I don't know why. But it's like something this thin is gonna be like I don't know. That for me, that's.
But the thing that I'm confused about is the guy like, oh, this is no exit, blah, 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 and going and standing on that. What part of his brain did he just like, I'm going to go run up here and start jumping on wood? Well, people have really good...
No, didn't you hear him, though? He said, isn't that what he wants us to do? That way he can give us more trap. If it says no exit, then it's that means it's probably an exit. He's thinking of it like in reverse psychology ways.
Right, but his thing of him stepping on that wood, like he would notice that there was something wrong with the wood.
Well, maybe he's so panicked that he's more worried about trying to get out before worrying about fucking wood.
Human beings, when they are in panicky, like fight or flight mode, they sense things.
Some do and some don't. Fight or flight is different for every single person. Adrenaline is not the same for everybody, and you can't say anything because you have been trained to use your fight or flight experience to your advantage because of the military. That is not fair to say.
If you were running across wood and you started feeling wood somewhat give away, your reaction is going to be to get off.
Okay, let me ask you. You're abducted by a crazy maniac person, and you see that there is an exit. What's going to be your first? And say your whole entire family's with you, and their lives depend on you guys getting out. What's going to be your first rule of thumb? Let's look at the sturdiness of this wood and this infrastructure. Or oh God, there's a door. Everyone, run for it. We got to get out of here. And granted, you can't use any of your military experience either. That's what I'm saying. That's my exact point that I'm trying to make.
You're going to look at the environment first.
You're not going to go up and poke into fucking wood. It's not ice. You don't have to like stab to it to make sure it's sturdy.
Even if there's no fucking wood. Let's just say that like the fucking person put...
It's fucking cement.
Bear traps. Or cement. Okay, well if it was cement, like so if I was strapped to a wall with my family, first thing I'm going to do is be worried about them. They're going to be my primary source.
Exactly my point. So you're not going to be worried about the fucking sturdiness of wood or cement or whatever fucking you're on or strapped to. Right. You're like, oh God, my family, I have to get them out of here.
But I'm talking about all the situations in the Saw movies. None of them were prevalent in anything where there's like, oh, well, I've got a bunch of family members standing next to me.
No, it wasn't. But and that, at the same time, yeah, you're correct. There isn't.
They individualized the person and made them turn against another person.
Yes, and that's the whole goal of the game.
But at the same time, none of them looked at their environment. It was that chick in this movie who was looking at everything and breaking it down.
Not everyone is in the fucking military. Not everyone analyzes shit as if they're robots. Like, oh, that one, I know what kind of metal that is. I know what it's made of. I know how much force it takes to break it. No one fucking knows that shit offhand. No one does, especially especially when you wake up in a strange place where you don't know what's going on. You have like a chain collar and a bucket on your head, and saws are going around. You hear a voice saying, yeah, if you don't do what I say, you're gonna fucking die by saws. Like, I mean, Your first reaction is like, holy shit, I gotta get out of here. Like,
You got all these other people that are panicky, and then a thing that's pulling you towards a wall with a bunch of saw.
I'm just saying, none of us have ever been in that situation, so you can't say for sure what you actually would and would not do. This is all speculation of what you think you might do. But here's the thing: until you're actually put into that situation, you don't know.
I guarantee
I guarantee you don't know, and I'm not arguing about this any further. So we're gonna fucking end this because argument McGee over here. Megan, what did you think about it, real quick? I wanted to get your take on this.
I liked it purely for the nostalgia factor.
Exactly.
There was some, well, I'd have to think on it more, but I did like it. I'll see if I can come up with any more plot holes later on tonight.
Yeah, probably that's probably what I'll be doing.
Your guys' argument was more entertaining.
Yeah. Probably not to them. No one else likes our videos, so. So I mean, I'd give it probably like a 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, somewhere around there. What do you think?
1.
1 out of 10. Yeah.
1 out of 10. I actually would really like my money back.
Yeah, for sure.
I straight paid for 3 tickets tonight, and
Like $40. Yeah.
$40 for a complete waste of time.
Yeah,
I
it
actually
was.
could have done absolutely nothing at home. I could have just binge watched goddamn Family Guy and been way happier than watching that movie.
Exactly. Yeah, it was.
You should be binge watching One Piece.
Honestly, I'd binge watch My Little Pony to this point over this fucking movie.
I would
Jesus.
I would probably would have watched the My Little Pony movie
Over this one, exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Hey, and that's and look, I like it. I'm with you. I liked it because of nostalgia reasons. But honestly, if you're not gonna put a good nostalgic movie in front of me, then it's like the new Blade Runner. It's like anytime they remake something like Power Rangers, Blade Runner, anything like that, it's good nostalgia, and most of the time they're good. This was not. It's a horror movie franchise. Make it a horror movie. Make it. With some realistic plausibilities, but at the same time, make it to where the deaths are fucking amazing. Like, I want to see something just crazy happen, like, out of nowhere. I want to see a bear come out of a cave. Like, you've got 60 seconds for this bear's release, and I've starved him for, like, 6 weeks. He's going to eat you for, like, the second you get out of there. That's what I fucking see. I want to see you fight a bear off. Like, I don't know. That's what I want.
You have the chance of survival. But the thing is like most of those puzzles were
Designed for survival. I get it.
It'd be better if they were designed more for maiming than anything else. But like
Maim them and then have them move to the next one. See how bad they get made in the next one. See how far they can just go before they die. That would be a funny one.
That was number 2.
That was number 2.
But what about them being able just to make it through without being like fucked up?
No, that's not what I want to fucking see. Then don't name it Saw. Name it like Injured
Number 3
or
would have
Maimed.
done
Like
that if
Maimed
they
is a
worked
great
together.
movie title, movie franchise.
Maimed? What?
Saw 3 would have had all 3 survivors if they had just all worked together.
That's true. That is true. I
They
mean,
actually physically proved it, and after the fact that in the first one, they had the same lock and the key, all duplicated. So one key would have
Opened
unlocked
everyone's.
all 5 locks.
yeah.
So no one would have had to have died. The second one, they all could not have died. Third, fourth, and fifth, they could have taken some injury, but they would have all lived.
Yeah.
But no, they all individualized themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And-
But what you're gonna do in a survival situation, though? I mean, that's just purely what it is.
Put your comments below if you think.
Oh my God, he's really gonna fucking do this.
This is how you get people onto your channel.
So-
No, we don't, because we don't have anybody on our channel besides my family.
This guy constantly bitching. So if you think.
You just said the movie was stupid and you wanted
If
your
you
money
had,
back.
just say for instance, if you didn't have these specific people that have been in these movies, let's just say they put 4 engineers and hooked them up to that wall, and you're like, all right, you have.
These
1
are people with
minute.
prior knowledge, though.
Shut the fuck up. Let me finish. Okay, you get 4 people that are engineers that are on this wall. They weren't even part of this thing. Yeah, I see that too.
Face
That
itch.
was real clever.
Face itch.
Real clever, Michael.
See, and put them in a situation like that, or people with a team mentality, like 4 veterans or 4 military dudes. Put them in a situation like that and see how it would play out. In a movie.
That's not a fun horror movie.
I would like
Because all of them would be like, oh, this is how you
I would like to
this is
see-
how you
so-
disable it.
So they could create like this huge hype up to where all these murders and stuff are happening.
This is my
What-
show. You can't shoot
like
me
a,
on my own
like
show.
a previous murder that had been maybe happening in the movie, and then these guys trying to figure things out, and towards the end they're like, all right, cool, we fucking make it out,
And everyone dies at the end.
And
Everyone just fucking died in the
not
coolest way ever.
Coolest way ever.
It's
They
fine,
have
fucking chill,
they have
blah,
they
blah,
have
blah.
to jump into a pool, swim across, and suddenly everyone's eaten by sharks.
Exactly. Or a bear.
I would be
starved bear.
satisfied with that as long as they made it out of the traps, even if there was like a secondary trap that somehow killed them just to shut this guy up.
Look, all I'm saying is, if it's gonna be a Saw movie, make it a Saw movie. Make it good kills. Make it somewhat of make it think that you can make them out of it, or make the viewer think that they're actually trying to make it out of it, or they're smart enough to make it out of it, but they really just die because they're dumb.
The best thing to do is give the concept of a person going, well, yeah, I probably would have done that.
Exactly.
They should be saying that to themselves when the entire everything that's happening, they're going the entire time going,
that's dumb. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? What common sense is there?
Exactly.
Even a person that's freaking out. In the movie, there's literally moments where they have time to calm down and think about something, and then they just immediately
fuck
do
everything up.
something
Yeah.
completely stupid.
I don't understand that.
It's like literally like going like, all right, here's a blender, the key sitting in the blender. You have time. You have like literally 10 minutes to talk to somebody, and you go, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and reach into the blender, and then it turns on and rips your hand off. Versus, well, I wonder where the power cord leads. Oh, well, there's a tool over there. Maybe I'll cut the power source first.
Or, well,
to get to the key, or break the blender. To
I would say,
pull
let's
the key
see,
out.
can I just break the cup off and done? Like
It's that type of common sense, and there's none of that in the movie. You're sitting there going like, God, I hate this.
We gotta be careful though putting us on, because now that I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, what if someone out there really is doing Saw murders? And I see this video, I'm like, you hate this shit? Boom! Like, now we're gonna be fucking in Saw.
You know what? I hope that I'm sitting there watching it happen to you, and I have to like.
No, I hope all three of us are in this fucking shit. And then I'll be like, Mike, where's your fucking common sense? And you're like, yeah, okay.
More like I'm like, well, myself and her are gonna survive. Sorry, Mears.
No, in order to get away
grab
from
you,
you, I'm
I'm
just gonna
gonna
run straight into the Saw and just like.
I'm like, all right, well, we've dedicated blood. He killed himself. Down the tube. Yay.
So, I mean, yeah, I like we said, it
We're
was
gonna cut it
okay.
short. So thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
We're good.